So today we are going to talk about the new features which were introduced in Java 15. As you know, this version was released in the month of September 2020, and there are a lot of features which was released which made the lives of developer very easy. And this is very important question if you're going for a Java interview, because sometimes the interviewer may ask you in these features of 15th version in order to know your concepts or your expertise. So let's see them one by one. This was one of the feature which was introduced in this version, that is text blocks. Earlier, before Java 15, if we had to write a lot of SQL queries, although that is a bad practice to write in Java class, we had to write a lot of a cumbersome code, that is the indentation, like multiple lines. So these are some of the few methods which was introduced in the string class, that is formatted, strip indent, and translate escapes. So and also if you want to write multiple lines, we can just with indentation we can just write these lines with the help of these three double apostrophe. Let's see that with the help of an example. So as you can see, this is before Java 15, we had to write multiple lines in this fashion. That is, it was not readable, right? I imagine writing these long SQL queries in this form. So after this version, it introduced this concept of triple apostrophe. So this looks a lot more readable. So this version introduced the concept of sealed classes. As you all know, Java is an object-oriented language, and inheritance is one of the main feature of this programming language. So sealed classes gives these superclass an authority to permit which subclasses can extend it. So, and sealed, when you use sealed, you have to use the permits. So any class that extends a sealed class, but it must itself be declared sealed, non-sealed, or final. So as you all know, final is something which, if you declare a class as final, it means it cannot be inherited. Sealed again means a permitted subclass that's which is declared as sealed can be extended further, but only by the classes that are permitted by the subclasses. And non-sealed means it can be extended by anybody. So any subclass which is any superclass which it gives permission to whatever subclasses that is given by this keyword, that is sealed. Let's see with that with the help of an example. So here, if you see, I have created a vehicle class. I have given the keyword, I have declared it as sealed, and this vehicle permits subclasses, that is car and truck. So vehicle is giving permission to, it means that vehicle is giving permission to these two subclasses to inherit the properties of the superclass, that is vehicle. And as you can see, the car, truck, and whatever subclasses are being extended by vehicle, they have to be declared either final, non-sealed, or sealed. So if what happens if I remove final, it will give a compilation error. So whatever subclasses are defined under the sealed superclass, they have to be either final, sealed, or non-sealed. So that was about the sealed classes. So in this version, it had introduced the concept of records to create immutable class. Normally, in order to create immutable objects, we have to create a class in which we have to declare the variables as public and final, create public getter setter methods for all the properties. Also, sometimes we have to implement the equals and hash code method and all of that, right? So this was made simpler with this keyword, that is record. But it cannot do the following, that is, it cannot declare any other instance variables, nor can it extend any other class. So this version made it very simpler to create immutable objects. Let's see that with the help of an example. So as you can see, this is a class which with final methods, that is name and occupation. and it has a public constructor. It has a getter setters. Also, it has the equals and hash code method and the toString method. So this code is very much like boilerplate, right? Right. So we can achieve this by the help of the record keyword. I'll just comment this part. So we can achieve this with the help of this one straight single line. And also if we want like to instantiate person objects, we can do this with the help of the calling the public constructors. So with this record keyword, it made a lot of boilerplate code very easy to write. So this is one of the feature which was introduced in this version. The Nashorn JavaScript engine was one of the features which was introduced in Java 8. It is a feature by which you can embed the JavaScript code into your Java application. But over the years, it was very difficult. It was very challenging to maintain it. So it was deprecated in the version 11. And finally, it was deprecated to be removed in the future releases. And finally, it was removed in Java 15. So these two packages, that is JDK Scripting Nashorn and JDK Scripting Nashorn Shell, are removed in this version. The next feature which was introduced in this version is the pattern matching and type checks. It involves testing whether an object has a particular structure and then assigning a variable to that object. So this reduces a lot of boilerplate code, and I'll just show you how we can achieve that. So here what I've done is this is an interface shape. There is a class which implements this shape interface. This has two variables, length and width. This is a constructor, and these are the two methods. Now there is this method in which I am just testing whether shape is an instance of rectangle as we normally do using the instance of operator. Before Java 15 versions, we used to do this, right? Check shape is an instance of rectangle and then assigning and then casting shape to the rectangle to this object and then assigning the variable and all of that. So in Java 15, what we can do is we can reduce these two lines in one line. We will see this how. So shape is an instance of rectangle just to check that, and we can assign that object to a variable in this fashion. So, and then I will delete this particular line. So this also serves the same purpose. So as you saw, right, the lot of boilerplate code has been reduced. So this is one of the version which was introduced. So that's it, guys. These were some of the features which was introduced in this version. This was the part one. There are few more features which I will be covering in the next part two. So stay tuned for more. Thank you for watching.